Welcome. Let's get started. So for today's class, we're going to get into a little bit of more upper body, shoulder stuff. So if you're watching this, pause, and if you can, grab a blanket or a bolster, and if you have a block, that's great. And if you don't have a block, you can always use a hardcover book. I recommend something that's about 2 inches thick. It's about the thickness of a block. Okay? All right, so we're actually going to start on our back. You're going to place the block, if you have one, underneath your shoulder blades in the flattest position. So this would be flat, this would be medium, and this would be high. We're going flat. And then you might need a bolster. I'm going to demonstrate with a blanket because not everyone has bolsters at home. So I'm going to fold my blanket up. And for most of us, you might even need a pillow on top of that blanket. Okay, so the goal is to place the bolster, the block in the upper thoracic, right about here. So my shoulder blades end here, the bottom tips, and that's about where the edge of the block is going to go. And you're going to notice in your body if it feels right or wrong. If it's too low, it gets into your floating ribs, and that's not where I want it. And if it's too high, it gets into your neck. So it should feel like it's supporting your shoulder blades. And then your head can lower, if possible, because that lifts up the chest. But if you're here and you're experiencing tension in your neck, especially if your chin is cocked up like this, then I want you to create more support for your head. And you can just keep making the head support higher and higher. Okay, so you could do block, 2 pillows, block and 1 pillow. If you're familiar with this, and your body's used to it, you could even do block. Yeah, see, for me, block and no pillow or blanket does not feel good first thing in the morning, but maybe someone can do that. All right, arms out to the sides, and you're going to make like a goalpost arms is what we call this in yoga, or like cactus arms, like a swirl cactus. So arms out to the sides like so, head softly on the blanket. And if this creates any tension in the low back, you're going to bend your knees, bring the knees together and the feet out to the side. So from a front angle, either knees together, feet out, or legs straight. Okay, so I'm going to sit up so I can talk you through this. You lay down and enjoy the support of the block and the blanket. Allow your breath to begin to soften and yet at the same time expand. So it's this interesting combination in yoga of softening effort, and through the softening of the effort, allowing for this inner expansion of breath and energy and life force. And into that expansion, begin to invite a sense of intention. It doesn't have to be something grand. It could be as simple as I just want to relax, or I want to work really hard today, or I desire a little more time for myself, and this is my way of creating that time for myself. Anything that comes to mind is absolutely valid. Begin to listen to the sound of your breath. Notice the quality of the inhale and the exhale. And notice if your inhale spans an energetic quality to it that you can embrace. An example of that might be inhaling peace, or inhaling strength, or inhaling hope. And by the same token, I'm going to invite you to give your exhale a quality that you can release. Exhaling stress, for example, exhaling anxiety, exhaling responsibilities that aren't yours, right? Begin to find now your Ujjayi breath, that ocean-sounding, deep, powerful breath. And notice how that breath, with the block underneath your shoulder blades, notice how that breath almost lifts you up from behind the spine, and it supports the heart. Almost imagine as if the breath was starting from behind the tips of the shoulder blades, moving through the center of the lungs, into the heart, into the chest, and out through the front ribs, the front sternum, collarbones, front of the shoulders. Allow your arms to feel even heavier. If this is hard for you, maybe straighten the arms a little, maybe bend the elbows more. Find that place where you can make the elbows especially feel heavy. When the elbows are heavy, the whole humerus bone, that upper arm bone, relaxes. Your wrists and your fingertips might feel light. They might feel heavy. It's going to be different for everyone. And then finally, bring your awareness to your skull and notice if you're tilted a little bit, to the right or left. And if so, actually just move your head a few degrees to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, move your head a few degrees to the right. And then inhale right back into neutral, into center, so you feel grounded. Now, if your legs are straight, continue to send energy through the feet. So you're going to flex through the heels, send your tailbone towards your heels, slightly lift your pubic bone up. And if your knees are bent, you're going to just breathe into that low back and pelvic area and keep the knees softening towards each other. So this inner thighs actually rotate internally even more. The knees soften, the legs soften. And from here, about 30 more seconds of very smooth, very long, very powerful, conscious deep breathing. These first few minutes of deep breathing accomplish so much. On a proven scientific level, they actually help create a sense of relaxation in the body. They stimulate the relaxation response. On an energetic, on a yogic level, they invite a new energy into your practice, a conscious energy. So connect to that conscious energy. I'm going to lay back down for a moment. My voice might soften, but connect to that conscious energy, and now reach your arms up and over. Reach and stretch as if the palms they're going to face each other. The fingertips are reaching to the ground, but they're reaching up and over behind you. Reach and stretch. And if your knees were bent, straighten your legs out. So now you're standing basically in a supine position, right? With the block under your shoulder blades. Draw your navel in, draw your belly muscles in, reach the arms up taller, and then interlace your fingers behind your head. And we're going to do just a few abdominal crunches to wake up the core. So inhale, you're still supported on the block. Exhale, curl up, curl up, curl up. You should be able to see your toes. Attempt to make your shoulder blades light. Inhale, relax the head back. It'll dip down a little bit. Exhale, curl up, 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 up. Draw the navel to the spine. Look towards your toes. And again, inhale, slowly head relaxes back. Exhale, curl up, 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 up. Draw the navel to the spine. Reach through the heels. 3 more like this. Inhale deeply. Exhale, engage the navel. Engage those transverse abdominals. Draw the navel to the spine. Lengthen the tailbone. Inhale. Exhale, engage the core. Last time, inhale. Exhale, engage the core. And this time, if you want to play with a little bit more engagement, lift your right foot up a couple inches off the floor. If not, you're just going to hold. If you lifted that right foot switch, lift your left foot up 2 inches off the floor and pause. And then lower the left foot down. Maybe reach the right arm forward just a few inches. Reach, like you're reaching towards the right pinky. Switch, reach the left arm forward a few inches. Your shoulder blades should be getting lighter. If this is simple for you, reach both arms forward. If this is really simple for you, curl all the way up. If that's not possible for you, use your elbows, forearms, and lift yourself up to seated. All right, I'm gonna turn around to face you. Flex through your heels. Reach your arms up tall, Dandasana staff pose, and just reach forward. So depending on your hamstring flexibility, you might stop with fingers at the knees. You might walk your fingers further. Some of you may grab a hold of your toes and your ankles. You got it, that's it. Take a deep breath, sternum forward, Liz, heart forward. And then exhale, navel to the spine, softly and fold. Relax the head, neck, and jaw. Deep breaths. Breathe into the low back now. That's it, breathe into the sacrum. Keep the energy through the heels. Good, and keep the belly moving to the spine. Take one more breath and lift your head back up. Okay, move your block and blanket or bolster off to the side. Swish your legs. I'm going to mirror image. Swish your legs to your right. One foot tucks under the other. I'm not so concerned as to which foot tucks under. And then you're gonna twist to your left. So your right arm to the outside of your left knee. Take your entire chest over to your left. Take a deep breath. Bharadvajasana and twist. There's a cool story behind this pose. Take one more breath and twist. And then come back to center. Stretch your legs out straight. One more time, Dandasana, before we switch sides. Arms up tall. Exhale and fold. So in a brief explanation, Bharadvajasana was a sage who was attempting to reach enlightenment. And lifetime after lifetime, he did everything right. Come on up. Swish your knees to your left now. One foot tucks under the other. Twist to your right. Take a deep breath. Exhale and twist. Move the navel to the spine. So if you twist too much, too deeply, you'll feel it in the low back. So then in that case, move a little closer to center. 2 more breaths. Inhale and twist. And 1 more breath and release. Okay, cat and cow. Come on to hands and knees. Pad your knees if your body enjoys a little extra padding. I know mine does. And begin cat and cow. Inhale, open the chest, open the sternum. Exhale, curl the spine, curl, 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 and release. And as you move through this, I'm going to tell you a story about Bharadvajasana and close my window because my birds are being very loud outside today. So this sage was attempting to reach enlightenment lifetime after lifetime. He tried so hard. And he just kept getting reincarnated. And to his dismay, every time he kept coming back and he would think, what am I doing wrong? I've got to be even more stringent, become more of an ascetic. I've got to become even more of a hermit, right? I've got to do all these things, and I've got to study the Holy Scriptures, and I've got to pray and be the best person I can. About 3 more rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, exhale, curl. Inhale, open, and exhale and curl. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under. Lift your legs up and back. Take your hands as wide as your mat. Take your feet as wide as your mat or wider. And lift the belly. Lift, lift, lift the belly to the sky. Deep breath. Stretch. Lift the belly taller. That's it. Lift the belly even taller. Think about making a triangle shape with the body. And then relax the head a couple degrees to the right. Soften, inhale through center a couple degrees to the left. And come back down, hands and knees pose. Take your block, if you have it. If not, take your book. And you're going to open your knees, and basically I'm going to exaggerate. I'm going to exaggerate by opening up really wide, so it's going to go right up towards my pubic bone. Okay, so snuggle it up right up towards the pubic bone. And the goal with this is not to rotate in any direction. So I'm not going to rotate the block forward. So try that for a moment. Pinch your bum together. Externally rotate the inner thighs. Everything in here is going to grip and the block is going to poke forward. That's exactly what we don't want. But neither do I want you to overly internally rotate. I'm going to lift up my shirt because if I do that and the block goes back, my bum sticks back, my belly drops forward. So it has to be neutral, right? Spine should be neutral. Inner thighs are lifting the block straight up. Outer hips are gently hugging in. And the block's neither forward nor back. Keep that alignment. Come back to hands and knees pose. Knees are going to be closer together. Cat and cow again with the block. Inhale. Yes, the block will rotate. And as you exhale, certainly the block will rotate, but be conscious and aware of that rotation. Okay, so as you inhale, lengthen the sternum. The block will rotate back. As you exhale, the block will rotate forward and the tailbone will drop. Be conscious of that rotation. 5 more cycles. Inhaling and exhaling. And so Bharadvajasana one day tells Shiva, right, the god, I would say the god in the Hindu pantheon that most resembles that state of doing your own thing, right? Not following the crowd. He's a rebel. He lives in the forest. He's the lord of the dance. And he tells Shiva one day, basically, what am I doing wrong? Okay, inhale from here. Keep the block between the inner thighs. Tuck your toes under. Downward facing dog with the block. And here's where you're going to find that neutral rotation. So do not let the block rotate forward. Do not let the block rotate back. Instead, keep it neutral. Lift the inner thighs. Imagine even lifting the pubic bone. And then imagine the outer hips, the outer thighs gently hugging in. 5 deep breaths. Grow longer. Deep breath and grow longer. Extend through the body, stretch and grow even longer. And walk your hands back towards your feet. Keep the block there if possible. You can certainly bend your knees. Forward fold. Inhale, Ardha. Come onto your fingertips. Take your gaze forward. That's it. Exhale and fold. Relax head, neck, and jaw. You can grab a hold of your ankles if that feels good to you. You can grab a hold of your elbows and hang. And basically the message that Shiva tells Bharadvajasana, back to our sage pose, is that you can't keep all of this knowledge hidden away. You can't stay up on the mountaintop and expect to be released from the cycle of human suffering. You've got to share your knowledge. You've got to share what you know. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, so you can bend your knees and roll up if that's better on your back. If you can come up straight legs, it doesn't matter to me. The other way, come up to standing with a block between the inner thighs. So in that final lifetime, Bharadvajasana teaches and teaches and shares and shares and shares. And on his deathbed, all of his students come. I think it's something like the entire village comes to honor him. And that's when he is freed of the cycle of human suffering and he no longer is reincarnated. I think it's a lovely story about sharing rather than keeping inside. All right, block and neutral. Excuse me. Inhale, open the arms, take a deep breath. I'm just going to interlace the fingers, stretch the arms to the sky. I'll adjust the camera a moment so you can see up the upper body more. 5 breaths here. Inhale deeply. That's it. Grow taller. You got it. Grow taller. Good, good, good. That's it. Grow taller. Hug the block with the outer hips. Lift with the inner thighs. Again, deep breath. Inhale. Press like you're pushing your palms up into the ceiling. Lift the navel. Remember that action we had when we were on the back. One more breath. Exhale and release. Okay. One more thing with the block. Take your right hand to your hip. Reach your left arm up. Keep the block in neutral and stretch over to your right. Reach through the fingertips. Grow longer. Squeeze the block. Engage the belly. Come back to center. Switch. Reach your opposite arm up and stretch over towards your left. Deep breath. Squeeze the block gently. Lift, lift, lift those inner thighs. Stretch. Inhale, come back up. Interlace your fingers behind you and bend the elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Okay. And so the fingertips are going to come on the sacrum. Elbows are bent. First action is to really almost overly exaggerate that chest opening. So open the chest without letting the belly dip forward. So you're still drawing the navel in, activating that core we did when we were on our back. Take a deep breath. If you can keep the chest open and not let the pelvis move, the block is there as good feedback, and then start to straighten the arms. Most likely you won't straighten the arms all the way, because when we do, we tend to dip forward. So I keep a micro bend in the elbow, 2 breaths. Keep engaging with the block, inner thighs, outer hips. We bring all this into our flow. This class starts off with a lot more alignment. The Wednesday class gets right into a flow. One more breath. Keep all that there and fold, 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 fold. Keep lifting the block like you're trying to lift it up to your belly. And reach your arms now back, create length, and then up. Back, and then up. Back, and then up. Back, and then up. One more breath. And now just reach through, release your fingers. Reach through your inner thighs. Release the block. You're in a forward fold. Depending on where you are on your mat, walk your feet forward or back and come into downward facing dog. If you feel like pedaling out your dog, do so here. If there's any other foot motions, maybe lifting the heels and then bending the knees, right? Or if you want to hold down dog, hold down dog. 5 deep breaths. Good, that's it. Grow longer, grow taller. Bend your knees ever so slightly for me. Yep. And then hug the outer hips in a little bit more. Good. All right, one more breath. Okay. Walk your feet up towards your hands. Come up to the front of your mat, forward fold. Remember that feeling of the block. Imagine it's still there. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. And then bend your knees. This time, roll all the way up to standing. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, hands come back at the heart. Okay, set your blanket up for your knees if you're going to want it in a lunge. We'll do a few lunge knee down positions before we go into a full straight leg flow. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Imagine the block is still there. Exhale and fold. Step your left foot back. Don't lower the knee quite yet. and come into a runner's lunge. On your fingertips on either side of the right foot, as you inhale, curl the spine up like you're doing a cat tilt. And then as you exhale, bend that left knee, but it's not going to rest. It's just going to graze the mat or the blanket. Gazes forward. Okay? So 2 of these. Coiling as you inhale, like a cat tilt, tailbone under, spine round slightly, head is looking down at my right foot. And then opening the heart and chest, knee bends, gaze forward. Inhale, coil. Exhale, gaze forward. 1 more, and then we'll lower that left knee. Inhale, coil. Exhale, gaze forward, lower that left knee. Keep the toes tucked or untucked, your choice. On the left leg, inhale, reach your arms up. Low lunge. And then walk your right foot forward a little bit so the knee is stacked over the ankle instead of in front of it. Engage through that right foot, press down. Engage through that left knee, isometrically drag forward. Take your gaze forward or maybe up. Take 1 more breath. Exhale and release. Bring your right knee back to your left for a half plank. If your practice is full plank, straighten the legs, full plank. Imagine the block is still there. Okay? So whether you're in full plank or half plank, the pelvis is neutral. Inner thighs are engaged, outer hips are engaged, spine is broad, chest is open. Take a deep breath and then lower down onto the floor, the blanket, the mat, excuse me. Inhale, low cobra. You can take your hands wider than the mat, gazes forward. Exhale and fold. Interlace your fingers behind you, just like we did standing. Press through the tops of the feet, kneecaps lift, legs are engaged. Lift up, micro bend in the elbows. Deep breath, exhale and lower. And then 1 more time, cobra. Maybe your hands come closer. Maybe the chest lifts up taller. Take a deep breath, exhale and lower. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. Micro bend in the knees if you wish. Even though the feet are wider than the block distance, imagine that block is still there. Inner thighs are lifting. Outer hips are hugging in. Head is relaxed. We'll take 1 more breath. Exhale, completely walk your feet together. Reach your left leg up and back. Step your left foot through. Runner's lunge. We'll do the same thing in reverse, coiling 3 times before we lower. Inhale, coil the spine, relax the head. Exhale, lower that right knee, lift the chest. Inhale, press through the left heel, coil. Exhale and lower. Inhale, energy draws in. Exhale, energy metaphorically expands out. This next time we lower that right knee, inhale. Exhale, lower the right knee. Option untuck or tuck those right toes. Inhale, reach your arms up. Glance at your left ankle. Ankle just underneath the knee, or maybe walk the left foot forward to get there. Deep breath, grow taller. Grow even taller, reach through the fingertips. Engage the core. Press down with that left heel like you're dragging back isometrically. Press down, not so much on the right knee really, it's just above the right knee, where the femur, that thigh bone of the right knee meet, as if you're dragging that right knee forward. 1 more breath, and then hands come down. Stretch the right leg straight, back in a lunge, and just step up to the front, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. That's our pattern for the next cycle. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, hands come back at the heart. Okay? A little faster, but still with all that engagement. Inhale, arms open. Exhale and fold. Starting with the left leg in front, inhale, Ardha. Exhale, step your right foot back. I know we were just here. 3 of these coils. Inhale, coil. Exhale, open the chest. Lift with the belly as you inhale, round. Exhale, imagine opening the heart. 1 more, inhale. And exhale, and then lower that right knee. Inhale, reach the arms up. Adjust the left foot. Circle the arms around this time. Lean forward slightly. Inhale like you're scooping water from a waterfall. Exhale and open. On this last circle, we'll interlace the fingers. Inhale. So notice how repeating pattern, standing on our belly, and now in a lunge. Interlace the fingers, open the chest. And your choice, you can fold chest over thigh. You can stay upright if that fold doesn't feel right to you, or if you're used to folding to the inside, you can snuggle your left shoulder to the inside of the left knee and fold. Head is relaxed. 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Reach the arms out and up behind you. Relax the jaw. One more breath. And then release the hands. Bring the left knee to the right. Find your plank or half plank. Stay engaged in the core. Lower down. Inhale, very low cobra. Exhale, lengthen and lower. Interlace fingers behind you. Tops of feet press. Kneecaps are lifted. Legs are engaged. Inhale, Shalabhasana. Variation. Exhale and lower. Keep those back muscles engaged. Hover your fingers over the floor. And then press the hands down. Inhale, maybe a little higher cobra. Exhale and lower. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Grow longer. Grow longer by using the arms, pressing down, broadening between the inner shoulder blades, feeling that outer tip of the shoulder blade lengthen past the tricep, past the elbow into the pinky, like you're lengthening your shoulder blade all the way into your pinky. Take one more breath. Walk the feet a little together, reach your right leg up. Draw the knee to the chest, step it through. Runner's lunge, 3 coils, inhale, coil. Exhale and softly lower, but don't rest the left knee down. Inhale, coil. Exhale, softly lower. One more, inhale, coil. Exhale, softly lower. Reach your arms up. 3 arm circles, exhale, open. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale and open. And one more, inhale, reach forward. Circle the arms, open, interlace your fingers behind you. Remember that soft bend in the elbow, and option stay upright. Fold over thigh, or walk the right foot a little wider, fold shoulder to the inside. 3 deep breaths. Head is relaxed. Deep breath, inhale. And one more breath. Release your hands, straighten your back leg, step up to the front, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands come back to the heart. Okay, you can move your blanket off to the side. We'll probably come back to it soon, but not for the next cycle. All right. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale and fold. Step your left foot back, lunge. And step your right foot back, plank. Inhale. Exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Find your deep breath. Lengthen from the belly to the fingertips, and then from the lowest part of the belly near the pubic bone down to the heels. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Stretch, knee to chest. Exhale, step that right foot through. Crescent lunge. Press into your right foot, press it back into your left heel and rise. And if you need to widen your stance, do so now. And then bend your left knee just for a moment. Engage the glutes like you're trying to tuck the tailbone, right? So really engage the glutes a lot. And then straighten that left leg from the top of the quad, not the knee, but the top of the quadricep, pressing back against the glute. Should feel very engaged in the pelvis. Inhale, reach your arms up. Same action now in crescent lunge, arms out to the sides, interlace the fingers, inhale. Exhale, again, fold chest to thigh, shoulder to the inside, or this is too much, you can always modify, bring your knee down, repeat what we did on the last set. 3 breaths, deep breath, inhale, grow longer. Press through that back heel if your leg is straight. Press it so much like you're pressing the left heel into a wall. Take one more breath. Inhale, come back up. Reach the arms up tall. Lean forward and then adjust your back foot so you're in a warrior 1 stance. So warrior 1, if you're new to yoga, front foot is pointing at noon, back foot's pointing at 10 if you're looking at a clock. Take a deep breath. Exhale, open the arms wide. Lean forward, palms are facing forward, and you're going to step up into chair pose, Utkatasana. Feet can be hip distance apart or together. Palms are reaching back, and then reach the arms forward and stand, Kamoya. Open the arms and release. Okay, second round. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale and fold. Step your right foot back. Step your left foot back, plank. Downward facing dog. Just 2 breaths. Engage from the belly. Strengthen through the arms. Lengthen through the legs. Step your feet slightly together. Reach your left leg up and back. Step your left foot through. Inhale, rise, crescent. Adjust if you need to. Left foot to the left a little bit. And then let's find that pelvic adjustment. Bend your right knee. Tuck the tailbone by engaging the glutes. And then straighten the right leg by engaging the quad. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, open the arms wide. Interlace the fingers, inhale. Exhale and fold, chest over thigh. Reach, grow longer. Press through that right leg, grow longer. Press down into that left heel, grow even longer. And then release the arms, inhale, come up. Lean forward so you put the weight on the left foot and adjust the right foot, warrior one. So now left foot, if it's pointing at 12, right foot's pointing at 2 o'clock. Take a deep breath. Lean forward, palms face each other, step up, Utkatasana, chair pose. Reach the arms forward. Lift the spine up, and this time we hold chair, 5 breaths. Take a look at your knees. Knees back towards the heels. That's it, spine taller, taller, taller. Good, belly to spine. You got it, 1 more breath. Inhale, stand. Exhale, open the arms and release. All right, bringing that all together now into a little more fluid flow. Pause in Tadasana at first, mountain pose. Just gather your center, gather your awareness. Notice this pelvic center and heart center. And see if you can feel absolutely aligned. So your shoulders and this whole heart center lines up over your hips and the pelvic center. And then if you could draw like a little line through the body, the skull lines up over the heart center. So everything's naturally aligned. Take 1 more breath. Exhale completely. Come back to your intention, right? Your purpose, your goal, so to speak. And let's put it all together. Inhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, take your hands down. Step your left foot back, step your right foot back, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot through. Come into warrior one, back heel flat. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open the arms wide. Interlace the fingers behind you. Inhale. We're doing the same thing now in warrior one, chest to thigh or shoulder to the inside. Take 2 breaths here. Engage that back inner thigh. Relax the head. And then bring your chest up. Reach your arms forward and lift your back heel. So you're back in that crescent lunge stretching. Either stay here, step up and just balance on the left toes, warrior 3 crab, or balance, lift the left foot up off the ground, okay? Your choice. You can also hinge and lower. Good, 1 more breath. Rebend the right knee, step back with control, warrior one. Exhale, open the arms wide. Bring your hands down, and then your choice. If you want to take a vinyasa and lower down, you may. If you wish to hold plank, maybe you want to take a child's pose. Okay. Either way, we may be back in downward facing dog when you're ready. If you're in child's pose, let the pelvis feel heavy. Reach the arms forward. If you're moving through a vinyasa, you should be back towards downward facing dog by now. And then everyone come on up. Inhale. If you're not in down dog, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg up and back. Exhale with control, step your left foot through. Spin your right heel down, warrior one. Inhale, rise, reach the arms up. Exhale, open the arms wide. Interlace the fingers, inhale. Exhale and fold, either chest over thigh or shoulder to the inside. Reach the arms back and up, take a deep breath. Exhale completely. 1 more breath, soften the head, soften the neck. And then inhale, lift the chest. Spin your back heel up and reach your arms forward, prepping for warrior 3. Step up so that your weight is on your left foot, your right toes are on the ground. Stay here in balance or lift your right foot up, warrior 3. Deep breath. Grow longer. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. 1 more breath and then bend that left knee, step the right foot back. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, open the arms wide. Take your hands down and step back up to the front, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Hold the pose, navel to spine. That's it. Pelvis moves back, knees move back so they're closer to the ankles. Reach your arms forward and up, and then slowly let the reach of the arms bring you upright. Exhale, open the arms and release. Take 3 breaths in Tadasana. Align pelvic center, heart center. Align the skull center over the heart center. Feel the energy move through your feet, up into your body, flooding your inside with warmth. Inhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step your right foot back and your left foot back, plank. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it through. Spin the back heel down. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, lean forward. So we're going to skip that forward fold, warrior 3. So either repeat, balancing with the tippy toes on the left foot down, weights on the right leg, or lift your left foot up. And then reach your arms back this time towards your back foot. Once again, interlace the fingers here. Take a deep breath. Remember, my left toes can be down, or it could be lifted. You got it. Take a deep breath here and lengthen. Bend your right knee. Step your left foot all the way back into a warrior 1, fingers interlaced. And hold this time, upright. So a couple options. I'm going to turn my back so you can see what I'm doing in the back body. If you can, press your knuckles against that back inner thigh. That's going to engage the hamstring. If that doesn't work with the fingers interlaced, you're going to take your left thumb and you're going to lift the left inner thigh. Lift it up and roll it towards the outer hip, because I'm rolling it up and around rather than towards my knee, to the inside. I'm rolling it to the outer knee. So second option is thumb lifts the inner thigh and the right arm lifts to the sky. Okay, so from a side view, thumb to that back inner thigh, and that engages that hamstring. Press the femur towards the thumb. Press that thigh bone towards the thumb. All right, so you should feel that hamstring fire. If not, use that palpation of hand to thigh to fire more, or fingers interlaced and you're pressing. In this version, it'll be a little more of a back bend, elbows bent. Take a deep breath. If you're in the fingers interlaced version, coil in that upper chest a little bit, keep the navel strong. If you're in the one arm version, you're still doing the same thing, coiling in the upper chest, keeping the navel strong. And then release left arm up, release right arm up, gaze up, bring your palms together, squeeze the palms. This is the final expression of Vera 1. Squeeze, press. Squeeze and press, grow taller, stretch. By squeezing the palms, you're lifting the chest up off the thigh. Exhale and release. Take your hands down, step your right foot back. Again, options are plank to down dog, vinyasa, or child's pose. Okay. If you're watching and you're taking a vinyasa, really spend some time in cobra, because we're doing a lot of upper thoracic opening. I would even hold cobra for like 5 long breaths. And my cobra now is elbows slightly bent and spine is lengthening forward and up. Okay, meet back in downward facing dog. Relax the head, neck, and jaw. Inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, step that left foot through. Right heel spins down. Vera 1 on the left side, inhale. Exhale, open the arms. Lift the back heel, and then reach your arms forward. So this is to engage the legs. Right heel presses like it's pressing into a wall. Left heel presses down. Step up, right? Prepare for Vera 3. Right toes on the ground, arms forward, or right foot off the ground, arms forward. Take a deep breath, and then reach the arms back. Interlace the fingers, balance. Remember, those inner thighs are drawing into the pubic bone. The outer hips are hugging in. It's as if we still had a very awkward shaped block between the inner thighs. Take a deep breath here. And then bend your left knee and step your right foot back, Vera 1. Okay, so here's where we have that option. If you can take your fingers interlaced, and this is not better or worse than the other option, then you're going to take them to that right hamstring and engage the right hamstring and press the femur, that thigh bone on the right side, towards that back of the thigh. If this doesn't work for your body, you're going to take the right thumb and you're going to roll the inner thigh towards the outer thigh and reach the left arm straight up. You could experiment, like on one side of my body, because I'm so, from my injuries, everything is very different from side to side. So on one side, something feels better. On one side, something else feels better. I just have to practice. Like on this side of the thumb feels better. So if I'm doing thumb to the inner thigh, the left arm's to the sky, and I'm coiling that upper chest. If I'm doing fingers interlace, I'm pressing into the hamstring. I'm still coiling in that upper chest. I'm still feeling this cobra energy. Take one more breath here, and then both arms to the sky. Reach. Now you're stretching. You're lifting the torso off the pelvis. Bring your palms together. Press. This is your full expression of the pose. Press. And reach up taller, 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 taller. Legs are strong. Keep reaching so everything's engaged. Think pelvic center, heart center, lifting. Exhale and release. Take your hands down, step up to the top. Take a soft forward fold with your feet wider than your hips and your knees slightly bent. Option, hands to outer ankles and pull yourself down gently. Option, grab a hold of the forearms and let the torso hang. Or if you want another shoulder opener, interlace your fingers and take your arms up and over. Stay in the pose as I talk you through it. Good. Head is heavy. That's it. Knees are soft. Belly muscle lifts. Good. Bring the weight forward towards the ball of the joint of the foot out of the heels. That's it. Relax your jaw. Good. Take one more breath. Soften whatever you're doing with the arms, if the fingers, or if you grab a hold of your elbows, or you have your hands to your ankles. And slowly roll up to standing. Bend your knees and roll all the way up. Feeling good? I hope so. All right, warrior one's not easy, not when you break it down. Feet wide, straddle. Palms together. So we're gonna explore more of that upper thoracic and go into our final finishing poses. With the palms together, press. So palms are at the chest. I've got like an exaggerated namaste pose. And then take a look at your feet. Toes are straight ahead. They're not out or in. And again, that neutral pelvis. So all that work we did in the beginning, imagine we've got a really wide triangular shaped block, but you're lifting that imaginary block up and you're still hugging with those outer hips. So you're not tilting pelvis forward or back. Okay, palms are together, press. Hug the outer rib cage in, like you're not hugging in a compressive way, you're hugging in a protective way. Okay, so you're hugging in with support so that nothing flares out, neither the front ribs nor the side ribs. Everything is hugging in and stretching tall. Lift the sternum bone, right? Lift this bone in the middle, tall, tall, tall. And then slowly bring your arms up, 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 up. Still feel that engagement. So the key with the arms here, if you can't get the arms straight overhead, you're gonna bring them slightly in front of you. If you can get them straight overhead, you're gonna bend the elbows for a moment, take your upper arms around the ears like you're squeezing your head like in a nutcracker, and reach, 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 reach. And then everything engages. Press, go longer, 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 and then exhale, open the arms out to the side. All right, forward fold. Take your hands to your hips. Keep that length in the chest. Lift the kneecaps, lift the quads, and fold. Hands to the floor, inhale, Ardha. Exhale and fold. Relax the head. Deepen the breath. Keep those inner thighs lifting. Keep the belly muscles lifting. Keep the engagement with the outer hips. Notice that slight hugging in of the outer ribs that we did. Find a little bit of that here so your spine grows longer out from the pelvis. And then take hands to your hips, lengthen the spine, come all the way upright. Turn your feet to one side. So if you're turning right foot forward, your left heel is at an angle, but you're not on a tightrope. Pyramid pose, walk your right foot to the right. Hands to hips, inner thighs still lift. Exhale and fold. As you fold, belly, navel is going to touch that right thigh or be lengthening right above it. Good. Take a deep breath. You can micro bend the right knee if you wish to help you come upright. Press down with that right heel. Hands stay to hips. Turn back to center. Shift to the other side. You'll probably have to adjust. Left foot to the left a few degrees. Right foot to the right. Inhale, take a deep breath. Engage inner thighs. Engage outer hips. Exhale and fold. Keep your left leg active. Keep your outer left hip hugging back and in. Take one more breath. Option to micro bend that left knee, press through the left heel, come upright, come back to center. Widen your feet, hands on hips, exhale and fold down the center. Keep the hands on the hips, pressing in, lengthen the torso out from the pelvis. Keep squeezing, hands on hips. Inhale, come upright. Bring your feet a little closer together. Okay, we're gonna come into a variation of down dog straddle. So I'm walking my hands forward, but not as long as a regular down dog. And from here, we're gonna take a few twists. So I'll demo from the front and then I'll turn sideways. From this position, right hand to left ankle or shin. So I'm twisting under the body. Okay, if that doesn't work, you can take your feet wider or narrower, but definitely have them wider than a regular down dog shape. First action is to bend the right elbow and take my torso towards that left thigh. And I'm almost trying to like peek underneath my left armpit. I like to come up on the left fingertips. It gives me a little more space to do so. And breathe. Second action is to not let the right hip come with you. So engage that right inner thigh lift. We've been doing this all the last 45 minutes. Hug the outer hips in. And take a deep breath. Maybe twist deeper, like you're looking underneath your armpit. And then release the right hand, come to neutral. Second side. So left arm comes to outer right ankle or shin. Option to come up on the right fingertips. Bend the left elbow and take your chest, your torso towards the right. Second second action, lift that left inner thigh, hug the outer hips in. So your pelvis does not come with you. And then breathe, deep breath. Grow longer, maybe take your gaze underneath that right armpit, one more breath. And release. Walk your hands back in, heel toe your feet together. Come down into a squat, heels in, toes out. Let your palms come together, lift the heart, lift the chest, breathe. Let the pelvis feel heavy. Feel even here, inner thighs are lifting in towards the pubic bone. So directionally they're going down, okay, but they're lifting from the inner knees. The outer hips are hugging in. Spine is strong, right? It's not rigid, but it's also not super bendy. Take your, I'm gonna mirror image this time. So take your right arm, make sure it's in front of that right knee. If it doesn't touch the ground, you can put your hand on a block, okay? But it's not to the outside of the knee, it's to the inside. And then walk it. If it gets to the knee easily, walk your shoulder in front of that right inner knee. So I'm leaning to the right, reach your left arm up. Second option, internally rotate that left arm. Third option, bend the elbow, take it behind you. Fourth option, possibly internally rotate the right arm and bind. Gaze can go up or somewhere forward. Wherever you are, whether you're in a bind, a partial bind, or the arm stretch version, breathe and make the spine longer. It's really challenging to do that in a bind. Stretch open. One more breath. Come back to center, palms touch. Now if sitting like this, squatting like this is challenging, you can sit on a block. Okay? You can squat supported on a block and do the same thing. Second side, left arm to the inside. Okay? Snuggle as close as you can that left shoulder to the inner knee, and then reach your right arm up. Possibly internally rotate the right arm. Option, bend that right elbow, take your hand behind your back. Third option, internally rotate left arm. Whatever option you take, lengthen the chest. Grow longer. All that work we did, inner thighs, outer hips, ribs hugging in. Take a deep breath and release. Bring your palms together. If you were sitting on a block, move it. Come down into your seat. Bring the soles of your feet together, Baddha Konasana. Lean to your left, so your right hip lifts up. I know this isn't the proper pose, but take your right hand, heel of the hand, bring it to the right inner thigh, and then gently lengthen that right inner thigh and that right hip down till it touches the ground. Notice I'm still leaning to the left, so now I'm getting a stretch. Then the outer right hip, inner right thigh, into the inner right shoulder. Take a deep breath. Switch. Lean to your right, the left hip's gonna lift up. Take your left hand, again, not to the knee, towards the inner left thigh where that hip bone is, and start to press that inner thigh and that hip back down. It should connect. So if it doesn't connect, lean a little bit to the left so that it can. And then keep your spine leaning to the right. So there's a curve in the spine. Deep breath. Exhale and release. Okay, back to Bharadvajasana. Remember our sage pose. Bring both knees to, I'll mirror image again, to your right. Twist to your left. See if the pose feels any different now. Lift the belly. Lengthen the tailbone. And then unwind the neck. So take your gaze and twist back to the front. They're twisting over, if you're mirror imaging me, over your right shoulder. Switch. Bring your knees back into center. Switch to the second side. Knees are going to your left. You are twisting to your right. Engage belly, lengthen tailbone. And then unwind the neck and twist the head back to center. You're twisting over that left shoulder. Deep breath. Exhale, complete. Good. All right. Last pose before Shavasana. Come onto your back. We're going to end how we started, but see if you can find a little deeper opening now. So remember, we started with a block, flat. Option now is to bring the block into the middle. Okay, so instead of flat to middle. Or if you know that's not going to work for you, go with a block flat, but lower the support under the head. So if you have 2 pillows or a thick bolster, maybe you go down to 1 pillow. Okay, so option with the block flat, but lower the support of the head, or get rid of it entirely. Right? Option with the block higher is you will have to support your head, right? If the block is mid-distance, I'm going to need support under my head. And in this case, the block goes right under the bottom tips, the shoulder blades, so like where the bra line is, right, for ladies. And for this variation, I would use my elbows and forearms and adjust so that when I come down, there should be a feeling of, it's opening. Arms can go out to the sides. It's like I have to readjust here. Or they can go down, or they can go up and overhead. Let your knees knock together. Let your feet go wide. Deep breaths here. Breathe into the heart, breathe into the chest. Exhale completely. And stretch your legs straight. Last active variation, press through the heels. Now reach your arms up and over. However the block is, reach the arms up and over, almost like you're trying to do a handstand. Lengthen, lengthen through the pinkies. Draw the navel in so your belly's not popping out. And then reach the arms taller, taller behind your head. Maybe the thumbs graze the floor, but grow longer. Okay, that's the key. Press tailbone to heels, navel to spine, grow longer, longer, longer. And then one final, hands behind the head, curl up, engage the core, curl, curl, curl. Pause. Pause. Use your hands, remove the block, however you have it. Keep a support for your skull. And come down to Shavasana, final resting pose. Let the hips move left and right a few times. Let the shoulders rock under each other a little bit until your spine feels relaxed. Stay in the pose for the next few minutes while I talk you through it. We had a long breath-centered meditation in the beginning, so our Shavasana is going to be a little shorter. But I'd like you to find relaxation and a softening and a feeling of releasing and letting go. Begin with the feet, the ankles. Let them relax completely. Let the belly muscles soften. And imagine that the pelvis is a bowl and the belly is moving towards the back of the pelvis, so that bowl is, the water's moving to the very bottom of the bowl, right? If the belly represents the water. And the sacrum, that bone on the back of the spine, the very back of the pelvis, is supporting you. Imagine the sacrum softens. Imagine that the muscles that surround that area relax. There should be no gripping and no tension. Allow the breath to expand naturally. And then allow that conscious awareness of the breath to soften. So you're no longer directing the breath in any sort of way. As you bring your awareness now back to your intention, entertain with a sense of respect the intention which you had. What I'm encouraging you to do is to create joy, right? When we entertain, we have friends over that we love. Create a sense of joy. Entertain this desire, but entertain it with respect. Because sometimes, oftentimes, what we desire requires work from us as well, requires commitment. Slowly start to bring your breath back into the body. Stretch your arms. Stretch through your legs. Stretch and grow longer in every direction. Bring your intention back into your breath, that conscious inflow of energy and life force, and gently roll over to your side and come back to seated. Let your palms come together once you're in a seated position. And take a gentle breath here. As you exhale, soften and release any resistance to your intention. Namaste.